Happy 4th of July, everyone. We're out here in the heart of nature once again, feeling as free as ever, manifesting destiny, taking what's ours. The whole world is ours. You need to prioritize your freedom. As a young man, freedom is your lifeblood. Using your time, working a 9 to 5, working a occupation that you don't really jive with, it's not the move. It's not the move that anyone is supposed to take, especially not young men. There are occupations out there, because I've been in them, there's jobs out there where the employer, the person who hired you, will tell you, bring a book, bring something to read, bring something to do, because where we're going to put you and pay you for, there's not much to do. There's no one breathing down your neck. There's nothing really urgent to be done like most 9 to 5s. You're not occupied. Your precious hours are not taken up. These are the exact positions you want to be in. I'm not telling you which one I'm in, because that's just a hard, fast rule I have for the internet. I don't tell anyone where exactly I work or what exactly I do. The most I told you is I'm in a kitchen, and I've left that kitchen, and it's honestly been a blessing to my mental health. It's been a blessing because, like I said, the time. You don't realize just how valuable your time is. You don't realize just how valuable your freedom of movement is. We as humans have been trained to sit at a desk 8 hours a day, maybe a 30-minute to an hour lunch in between. Did you know that sitting down is worse for you than smoking? Genuinely, it is worse for your health than smoking. It basically atrophies some of the largest muscles in your body. Your glutes, your calves, your quads, your hamstrings, that's the one. In a lot of cases, it cuts off blood circulation, for those autistics out there who can't sit in a chair properly to save their own lives. That's even worse. And just the essence of what a 9 to 5 entails, the average 9 to 5, something that no one wants to do. Imagine waking up and the first thing you have to do is something that someone else benefits from, someone else. Here's a better way to phrase it. Because as young men, we do things we don't want to do all the time for our benefit. Imagine waking up and the first thing you have to do purely benefits someone else. Imagine waking up and immediately participating in a deal that's against your favor. That's what a 9 to 5 is. That's what this whole matrix is all about. Sap your resources, leave you feeling exhausted the minute you get home. A big part of the American spirit is business. Those of you who don't know that have not been paying much attention. We have a lifelong businessman in the Oval Office right now. Say what you want about him, but he's a mogul, He earned for himself millions of dollars, whereas someone in his position as a young man, if their father were to give them a small loan of $1 million, they would blow it on hookers and blow, basically. You got to realize that business building is the backbone of this country's economy. Running a business in any country, especially this day and age, is the only real way you're going to make it. It's the only real way you're going to actually make a substantial amount of money and not be trapped. Your possessions, like your house, your car, your gaming PC, they possess you. They are leverage against you because they can be taken away. Piss off the government, see how much you own that house. See how much you own that car. Piss off the IRS, see how much you own any of it. Of course, ownership feels good. Ownership is something that a lot of people would say is another vertebrae in the backbone of this country. But it's not a very advantageous position. Guys know this better than anyone. True ownership lies in your ability to protect what you own. If you own something and someone can kick your ass and steal it, if you own this watch, this chain, this wonderful wallet full of cash, it's not yours if someone can just wrestle it from you, you know? Oh, but it's mine. It's on paper. It's legally. Here's what I'm telling you. What does that paper guarantee you? It guarantees you that if someone were to wrench something out of your hands, then this other militant force known as the police are going to forcefully wrench it out of the thieves' hands. So the bottom line is always physical protection and violence. Same thing goes with laws, you know? Hey, you can't park there. We're going to write you a ticket. Okay, well, I'm not going to pay the ticket. All right, well, come to court. You didn't pay your ticket. We're going to raise it. Well, I'm not going to court. Okay, well, now you're blatantly disobeying the law. We're coming to arrest you. No, I don't want to go to jail. You see how it always kind of just funnels into violence when two opposing ideologies clash? You see how that works? You see how when someone goes, no, this is this way, and another person goes, no, this is the other way. If none of the sides concede on the verbal level, violence is inevitable. It just is. Because the question always comes up, what are you going to do about it? Imagine not paying the IRS. What are you going to do about it? Everyone's first thought is, oh, they're going to throw you in jail. Well, a lot of people, specifically the rich, specifically millionaires and billionaires, have found ways to get around the IRS. They have multiple passports. They have multiple names. That's a level of protection that they have. So no one can physically come and take them and take their stuff. Everyone says we need to tax the rich. We need to tax the rich. I agree. The rich should pay their fair share. No one needs $1 billion when there are people starving in this world. But what I'm saying is they're too smart to be taxed. They find loopholes. They find their way around the law. The bottom line is violence. Can they come and physically do something to you or take something from you? Yes or no? If the answer is no, then they don't have power. They just don't. You have the freedom to do as you please. And that's why it's so important for every man watching this to get in the best shape of their life and to attain as much physical power as you can. Because if you don't want to comply with the New World Order, with what they have in store for you, whatever you want to call it, Agenda 2030, the Matrix, whatever your version of the oppression would be. Bottom line, you got to get strong. You got to get strong, you got to get competent, you got to be smart. You have to become exceptional. Become the most exceptional version of yourself that you can become. This is an urgent message. This is an urgent message, I'm telling you. This isn't something I'm suggesting. This isn't something that, oh, it might improve your life. It might help you breathe better. It might put you in a better mood. This is an urgent, this is imperative. You don't want to be caught being the gardener in the war. Everyone would much rather be the warrior in the garden. That's why I'm out here. That's why I'm sweating to death, getting stung by bugs and mosquitoes and shit. Hold on. Flinging this thing around. See, I have to fling this thing around more than my enemies fling around their heavyweights. That way, when the time comes and they say, take the experimental jab or take the medicine, be our lab rat, conform, and I inevitably say no because I just can't help myself. Sorry, Mom. It's gonna come down to either me escaping to somewhere else where my ideas are more accepted, or I'm gonna be in a fight. I'm gonna be in a fight. And I intend to win. You want to talk about the spirit of this country? How did this country form? It was a violent revolution. It was a violent revolution. Those Americans who look at riots and violence, they don't, of course, we want to live in a peaceful society. We want to live in a peaceful society. Violence and revolution formed this place. We looked at the British, who wanted to impose their taxes on us, who wanted to impose their laws on us, who wanted to impose a monarchy on us. We looked at them and we said, no, we want to be free. We want to write it down in paper that all men are created equal. Now, of course, this Constitution has not been carried out to the letter. Of course, we're humans, we're fallible. We have our proclivities, we have racism, we have selfishness and corruption in every single system. Yes. But we must not forget the root of this place. And the root of this place is violent revolution. I'm not telling anyone to go and be a revolutionary. I'm not saying that. I'm not telling anyone to go out there and be violent. But when the time comes where your rights inevitably get infringed upon, because they already have been, over the past 10 years, they have been constantly. When that inevitably happens again, it's up to you where you draw the line. And it's up to you to hold the line. And that's the most American thing I could have possibly told you today. Have a nice day.